The true Sorcerer Supreme. No, we're not on about Benedict Wong. We're on about Dr. Stephen Strange, the real Sorcerer Supreme. He's had a bit of a back and forth after saying he was in the movie, being Avengers 5, Avengers Doomsday, then saying he wasn't in it, then clarifying later that he's got a much bigger role in Secret Wars. So, a recent plot leak, rumor, news coming courtesy of a name you're hearing a lot in this space, Majestic. Now, according to sources, this information actually comes from a Discord that all the other scoopers have access to, but for some reason, this person behind the Majestic X Twitter account is posting stuff. So apparently he was supposed to have a massive role in Secret Wars without appearing in Doomsday. Now, we did go over another leak way back that insinuated that the reason he wasn't in the movie was he was investigating everything that was going on, and he was going to appear right at the end of the movie, and he was going to be overlooking with Clea Battleworld. But this new report does make a lot more sense. Because remember, according to Multiverse of the Madness, Stephen Strange is the biggest, greatest threat to the multiverse ever. So yo, what is good YouTube voice you here? If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Multiverse, pop culture-based content that I try to deliver on a daily basis. Could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know. Do you really think Doctor Strange isn't going to be in this movie? He basically set up this whole saga with the spell on No Way Home, the ending of No Way Home, stroke Multiverse of Madness. When Clea rocks up, you've caused some incursions, come with me. Looks like they go to the Dark Dimension. Clea and Strange have to be in this movie also. Check us out on Instagram, at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, and also check us out on TikTok, Warstu. Right, let's get into this video. So it's worth saying we never know if this information is confirmed or verified. But according to the internet and Twitter, I'm reading this via maxblizz.com, but the original source is Majestic, like I said in the prologue earlier in the video. Allegedly, this comes from a Discord all the scoops are in, but for some reason, this lad or ladette will say stuff, whereas other people won't. So, Doctor Strange, aka Benedict Cumberbatch, and Clea Charlene 3 are reportedly returning in Marvel Avengers Doomsday. Doctor Strange will be part of Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom. Big plan to save the multiverse from the incursion. In Avengers Doomsday, Doctor Strange becomes convinced that the Avengers are incapable of stopping the multiversal collapse. Doctor Doom offers a plan and total control over magic. Strange becomes his right-hand man. Now, before we go into that, if you remember the concept art for Secret Wars, where we literally see Doctor Strange to the right or left of God Emperor Doom, then we see Franklin, then we see Sue Storm. So that was concept art from a Marvel artist that leaked that Russo Brothers says was fake. Now, it's interesting because when you think about it, who is strong enough in the Avengers? If Doom gets God Loki's power, gets Franklin power, gets Sentry powers, gets Scarlet Witch's power, there's no one actually strong enough to reverse. So it goes on to say, Doctor Strange becomes the executor of Doom's plan as he manipulates and controls the TVA. Strange also prioritizes the survival of the multiverse over the local heroes, driven by pragmatism and obsession with saving the multiverse. As we know, Stephen Strange had a third eye right at the end of Multiverse of Madness when he went away with Clea. We know Strange would put the multiverse over anyone. Stephen Strange is a friend lass and the savior of the multiverse. But you've got to understand, in Multiverse of Madness, he was the greatest threat to the multiverse. Strange alliance with Doom explains why they don't help the Avengers. They believe Doom's plan is the only way to save the multiverse from incursion. So, as we know, Doom is going to manipulate everyone to act like he's trying to save the multiverse. But the only way to save the multiverse is by destroying it and creating his new playground and becoming God Emperor Doom and having Battle World. We know that is the end game here. Now, I 100% believe Strange has to be in this movie. We are not getting Doctor Strange 3 after Doomsday or before Secret Wars, which I still think is a massive miss. We probably will get Doctor Strange 3, but that will have to take place after Secret Wars because they did have a release date that was left empty that could have been anything, could have been Thor 5, could have been Black Panther 3, but Disney decided not to use it for Marvel. So it goes on to say, and this gives a little bit of context because Clea went away with him. For Clea, initially a traitor, she appears to be an ally of Doctor Strange and the heroes, but secretly supports Doom. Clea believes Doom can restore the multiversal order, something the heroes are incapable of doing. Well, when you think about it, the only one is Loki, and he's holding together the 616, the sacred timeline, but he can't do it all himself. The Scarlet Witch is most likely 100,000% in this movie, and she is on Nexus being level character, though they've never actually officially confirmed that, but she can warp reality. Wanda could help Loki save the day. But at the moment, it does seem like Doctor Doom will manipulate everyone, and he has to be the savior. So Clea having a storyline involved around being an ally to Strange and the heroes, but secretly being aligned with Doom is actually very interesting. So it goes on to say, her loyalty is pragmatic, not evil. She prioritizes balance and stability in the multiverse over heroic morality. Throughout the story, she begins to doubt herself as she witnesses Doom's true plans, creating moral and emotional tension. She will have a deadly confrontation with Sylvie at the TVA. This is very interesting because thus far, we haven't actually heard much about Doctor Strange. We know he's got to be involved. We've heard even less about Clea. We did hear all about the Black Swan storyline that was going to be introduced in Doctor Strange 3, but maybe they would introduce that during Doomsday, but I don't think they're going to have time. Now, apparently, Sylvie was supposed to be a massive part of this movie, but now allegedly now she's barely in the movie. A deadly confrontation. Does that mean Sylvie dies confirmed? We don't know. It's a very interesting state because we are still over 1 year away till this movie comes out at the end of December. Marvel is still yet to drop the first trailer. There's still allegedly a second announcement, which makes literally no sense because if they've shot most of the movie, if they're not shooting outside in public, you know, the whole X-Mansion Sentinel kind of building they've built outside, we've not seen anyone there yet. So it's very interesting. We know a lot about this movie without knowing a lot about this movie. We know allegedly Thor is going to have as big role in Infinity War than he does in Doomsday and in Secret Wars. Thor is one of their biggest pulls, so it does make a lot of sense for Thor to be around a lot. Do they need to confirm Strange to be in the movie? No. But if they are going to be shooting outside, it will get leaked. Because as we know, Chris Evans, Peggy Carter, that's all got leaked. They thought using a code name of Luke Cage could trick the internet, which it blows my mind. So we've done a lot of videos, a lot of content around Doctor Strange being a pinnacle character. He is strong enough to save the day with Loki and with Wanda. But who knows which way it's going to be. But we know ultimately Strange is going to have to go against Doom at some point, whether that be in Doomsday, whether that be in Secret Wars. Maybe Doctor Doom has to kill Strange to prove a point in Secret Wars. Who knows how this is going to end? Find out in Avengers Doomsday. And how would Doom get Strange's trust? Maybe repair his hand fully. We don't know. If he's going to be on Doom's side, he's going to have to be okay with Doctor Doom killing potentially some of the Avengers, because we know there will be real deaths, real consequences. This is why I think Doomsday could be the greatest Marvel movie ever, because Marvel really lacks in stakes. And even in Infinity War, when half the universe disappeared, they came back mostly. So the stake could be massive. Or maybe Doctor Doom will make Strange kill one of the Avengers to show his alliance, to show his loyalty. It could be absolutely freaking insane, but we know Strange is going to screw him over come maybe Doomsday, not Doomsday, because we know he's got to make Battle World. Strange is going to have to screw him over, or vice versa, when it comes to Avengers Secret Wars. But something that a lot of people are underlooking is, like I said at the start of the video, we were told in Multiverse Madness by the Illuminati of 838, Strange is the greatest threat to the multiverse. So Doom needs him on his side. But if he gives him his hands back, because obviously Strange is the greatest magician ever, magic person, but his hands are not good. And maybe that is how he gains his trust, right? If he can heal Strange's hands, Strange may believe he can restore the multiverse. But what he doesn't know is he wants to destroy the multiverse in order to fix it and create his own world. It's actually going to be really interesting because at some point, he's going to see the Avengers again. He's working with Doom, so there's no need for him to actually interact with the Avengers. But he's going to have some big question like, yo, Strange, I can save everybody if you do this. And that's probably how he's going to become his right-hand man, left-hand man. I don't know. We have to go back to the concept art where he's already with Doctor Doom in Secret Wars. And I'm guessing Strange will eventually, by the end of Doomsday or the end of Secret Wars, most likely Secret Wars, is he will put his friends or people he cares about above the greater good. And it's always about the greater good. And then maybe Doctor Doom will kill Strange for good, potentially. The stakes have to be real for once. I'm really excited for this Doctor Strange storyline, but I am absolutely gutted that we're not going to get the fight between Kang and Strange that they were building up. That would have been freaking insane because apparently Strange during Kang's dynasty was supposed to be the overall villain. But we know this is partially true because the Multiverse of Madness kept saying Doctor Strange is the greatest threat to the multiverse. But either way, I'm here for it. This is going to be freaking insane. I hope they don't confirm Strange is in the movie because this needs to be a big surprise. But it's not really a surprise. No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness. We know Strange and Clea is appearing in some capacity. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, Warstu. And also check us out on TikTok, Warstu. And I'll catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch ya later. Okay, bye.